Bank of America got downgraded today.
Yeah, Citigroup cut its rating to hold from buy. It actually upgraded its price target, so it's up to 850, but that's only slightly above where it's trading right now. So.
And this actually might be the first of many such reconsiderations of Bank of America's ratings because it's had a good run recently.
You can see on the chart it's down almost 3% here in today's action. After
it's down 3%, but it's been up 60%, I believe, over the past 2 months.
Right? Yeah, it's up about 48% as the start of today for the year, which is a pretty big rally for them. And it's gotten them so above. They were at 825 when they started the day, and the average analyst price target's around 872. So only about 5% more than that.
Wow.
Is this a valuation call or is it questions about the fundamentals?
It's a little bit of both. So the Citi call is definitely, this stock has gotten a little too high for us right now to keep saying buy. But the reason they think it's too high is because of the fundamentals. There's still a lot of questions about mortgage problems with them. Still a lot of questions about where earnings are going to come from. The big news in the fourth quarter was all about kind of their capital, not their actual earnings power. So.
The interesting thing with Bank of America was that it was the Dow's biggest decliner in 2011, and it's the exact opposite now this year. It's up, as you said, 48%. It's the golden boy of the Dow, if you want to call it that. And it's amazing to think that Bank of America, through all of its troubles over the years, is now the golden boy of the blue chip Dow Jones Industrial Average. But it has had a huge run up, and people were just a few months ago were worried when it tumbled below $5 a share, and now it's just essentially gone straight up to over 8 now. But I guess these are some of the questions that Citigroup is raising, is that, is this just the fact that people are buying some of the beaten down names and those are the ones that have done well in 2012, or are there actual fundamental reasons why Bank of America should be in a more attractive investment now as opposed to a few months ago?
Well, one of the big things for Bank of America has been that capital position I just talked about, where they have a lot more money these days sitting around. They sold all those assets. They brought in a bunch of cash, and essentially the big fear with them, the reason they fell below $5 was a lot of investors were worried they were going to have to sell new shares and dilute the stock. And when they came out for the fourth quarter in the middle of January and said, we have more capital than anyone thought we did, it kind of wiped out that concern, which is, so there's a little bit of fundamental improvement certainly, but there's a lot more to go with this stock.
And we talked about the recent recovery in the stock price, but if you look at the five-year chart, you can see it's still well off its highs before the financial downturn in 08.
Yeah, I mean, even in the last year or so, it's been well above where it is right now. So,
so long term, where are analysts saying that Bank of America may be a year from now?
No one's really willing to go out like that. It's kind of a question of there's a lot to do in this year, settling these mortgage problems, and people are just kind of hesitant. There are too many questions is really what the story is right now to put along.
But the worst case is considered behind.
Yes, yeah. It seems like people have at least changed kind of the tone, and certainly I think that's part of the reason why we see the stock up so much this year. But
the financial sector, the S&P 500 financial sector, is one of the best performing sectors this year alone. And so after getting beaten down so hard in 08, even 09, 10, and 11, it seems like, financials, people are starting to say, okay, if the worst is behind us, like you said, these names have been down for so long that they could have more room to rise now. And so you're seeing it across the board in a lot of the financials, not just Bank of America, although Bank of America is one of the best. But it's going to be interesting. I mean, I wonder how much of this rally can last, because people are buying, last year's trash is this year's treasure. Like, how long can that last, and when do the fundamentals actually kick in? And I think that's the big question that everybody wants to know.